sunny Monday and a cloudy and rainy rest of the week. That's your weather here on Good Morning Portugal show every weekday morning at 8 o'clock. And yes, really, it's only my body is telling me it really feels like it's 12 minutes past 7. I've yet to get used to that. It was a bit of a stretch to leap out of bed this morning. In fact, I didn't leap out of bed. I crept out of bed this morning. How are you doing? Have you taken the time change in your stride? Okay, who's this? Mark Heatrix is here. Went to Tor to see the snow on Saturday before it melts. Just wow, I've got a picture. Can't tell us that, Mark, and not send anything to us. 913-590-303. And lots of great feedback coming in from the Spiritual Summit, Rise Beyond from New Reality TV. Fantastic. Thank you to Mike, who sent a picture as well. In the Praça do Comércio, of course, right there. What a lovely picture of the family. Truly. So you got the shades on there in Lisbon. How lovely. And the pictures before, I'm seeing a beautiful pint of Guinness, which is making my mouth water there. Thank you very much. I'll share that picture in just a moment. Not the Guinness, but the family having a great time in Lisboa, Praça do Comércio. And some lovely pictures in from John, João do Norte, in Coimbra over the weekend. We are, of course, will be in Coimbra in 2 weeks' time with the Expats Portugal community. We'll be in Coimbra having a weekend, and John will be with us tomorrow and to share his Coimbra slideshow tomorrow. Great work, by the way. Oh, one thing I can share from John, wife Pam took the most beautiful photograph of the sunset yesterday. Obviously, when you have a beautiful sunny day in Portugal, you often have a beautiful sunset to climax the day. And it was certainly no exception to that rule up there in Ponte Lima. Let me bring that onto the screen for you. This is absolutely delightful. Thank you very much for thinking of us, John and Pam. Let's go first to Lisbon then. Isn't that's how Lisbon should look. Praça do Comércio there. Thank you very much. You do look like you're having a good time there in Lisbon. That came in on 913-590-303. And what a beautiful contrast. Mark's comment about snow up on the tour there. And if I just remove your comment for a moment, see this photo in its full glory. The spring flowers in the meadow there. The path running across. I'm seeing that as running from left to right for some reason. It's just the way the eye and the mind work together, isn't it? And the sun setting, silhouetting that tree on the horizon. Great photograph, Pam. What a great eye you have. Let me just leave that on the screen. Bad weather wasn't your fault. No. And I'm not going to let you claim the good weather either. So JMC also with us this morning. Thank you, JMC. Hi, by the way, in March, have a sweater at hand. It's easy to get sick. That sounds like some good Portuguese advice there. Zumba la bamba, says JMC by way of a... Oh, okay. Good morning, Vietnam. And Gemini also with us. Good morning. Solar Life. Yes. What? I heard they are having a lot of rain in Fuseta. And yes, I will. Okay. Okay. I'm missing bits of the conversation here. More excuses to just eat loads of lovely fish and fruits of the sea. I think I'm still missing a little bit of context there, but it's still great advice. I had myself after the work of the weekend and in true Portuguese style, having my dinner just before midnight last night. I had pan-fried dourada, a few capers in there, lots of butter, a bit of olive oil, some Portuguese potatoes, and some beans that I'd sliced along the bean, and they were nice and crunchy. And I just gave them a quick flash fry in the fishy butter. Oh my goodness, stop it, Carl. Was delicious. Oh, cheers, Mark. Wife sending photos now. 913-590-303 of the tour. That's fantastic. Thank you. And Antonio Barbosa, it's Tony time. Bit of premature Tony time. He'll be with us tomorrow morning as well with news from the north. Bon dia from a warm and sunny Villanova to Cervera. Happy Monday and a great week ahead from Tony there. Now, this is a sort of listing we would expect Tony to have. We're going to go to the Spanish border now and take a look at a historic property for sale. Yours for 9 million euros. It's a bargain, actually, when you find out what is included in the particulars of this property, thanks to the Portugal News. for this, picking up on this. Some of the other news, a bit grim this morning, actually, combing the Portuguese news in both the resident and the Portugal news. This caught my eye, however. Historic property for sale. And this is yours, yes, for 9 million euros. Discover the farm that was lost in time. It was once self-sufficient with everything you needed to live independently. Right, I'm going to give you a look at the look at it. It's got its own what's that called? Labyrinth style formal garden there beyond its own castle wall. This is an amazing place. I hope you can see that on the screen there. And this photograph by Keith Pimental, I think that sounds like a real English and Portuguese combo, doesn't it? Keith Pimental. Have a look at that. We'll have a sip of tea for a moment and think. Imagine what fun us gumpers could be having there. Hold on. Oh, that was nice. Nice cup of tea with some honey in it this morning. Our voice is still not quite right. Mrs. M really is struggling to get over this bug that all of us have had in some way or other here in Casa Munson. Right, according to Postal, what is that? Postal.pt. I'm going to open that up on another tab. I'm not familiar with that news source there. In the heart of the municipality of Marval. Marval, yes, on the Spanish border. Near, what's the other town that's close to where Astrid has a place? Forget now. But yes, this is a wonderful part of Portugal. Incredible views, actually. In the heart of the Alentejo, the Pereiro estate, once a prosperous farming village, is now uninhabited and abandoned. Can you believe it? This historic property, which once employed around 1,000 people, so not only a 9 million euro price tag, but if you take it back to its former glory, 1,000 times the minimum wage. That's quite a big. I mean, that's assuming you are employing everybody on the minimum wage. But let's say you were, and you probably couldn't. You'd have to have some sort of structure, wouldn't you, to run a village of that size? 1,000 people on the minimum wage. That's a hell of a wage bill. And it functioned as a true self-sufficient village. What a wonderful vision. It's currently priced for sale at 9 million euros. Despite its immense potential, the high price and advanced state of degradation have put. Look, James arrives just as we talk about an advanced state of degradation behind the scenes there. See you in a couple of minutes, James. Have put off potential buyers, leaving the place to fall into silence and ruin. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it, how a dilapidated, degraded, by their admission, place like that can still be worth 9 million euros. Anyway, the Pereiro estate occupies a habitable area of 20,000 square meters set in 80 hectares of olive groves and cork oak forests. Just a few kilometers from the border with Spain, this property was acquired in 1931 by João Nunes Sequeira, one of the region's greatest entrepreneurs of the 20th century. I bet there's an amazing story behind him and the Sequeira name. This visionary transformed the estate into a functioning village with houses, a school, a nursery, a chapel, a canteen, a casino, an airfield, and even the Fadagoza spa complex, attracting visitors and workers from all over the region, all over the world. If you reopen that bad boy, incredible place. So I'm just having a quick look at what Postal is. Let me just see. I have to just make the cookie selection there. Oh, it looks like a general news site, Postal. Anyone else familiar with that? Okay, well, that gives me another news source to look at first thing in the morning. Right, so James is with us now. I'm going to come back to some Portuguese sayings, thank you, and courtesy of Antonio F. And also some of those maps and memes we'll have a little look at as well after we've spent 20 minutes or so with James. Ocean Dweller Aviva, boa semana. From you there as well. And JMC says, if I had 9 million, I wouldn't bother with a farm. I'd invest in stocks instead. You see, the modern entrepreneur doesn't want bricks and mortar anymore, do they? You probably want a bit of crypto and a mixed portfolio of non-tangible assets possibly there. But what a shame. Maybe those sorts of places are just consigned to another time and another way of being for human beings. Right, so let's play his music, shall we? And see him after this.